Okay, so YouTube, in today's video, it's going to be a three-part series. I'm going to go over anger, forgiveness, and patience. Those are the three that I'm going to go over. I'm going to put them in a playlist, so if you want to find them, if you want to rewatch them, you know, they're going to be in a playlist on my channel. You can find them. I'm going to kind of cover, what I'm thinking is, with this at least, with this series, is I'm going to start covering some certain emotions and things you can do to kind of relieve yourself of that, or things you can do to, you know, just not dive into sin from anger. Because I will tell you, man. Well, you know what? Let me start with the verse, and then we'll get into it. So the verse is from, again, James 1. We're going through James is the theme of the week here. James 1, verse 19. No, you know what? Yeah, verse 19 all the way to verse, I can't see it. I'm so sorry. Yeah, verses 19 to 21. So it goes, "Understand this, my dear brothers and sisters. You must all be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to anger. Human anger does not produce the righteousness God desires. So get rid of all the filth and evil in your lives, and humbly accept the word God has planted in your hearts, for it has the power to save your souls." Okay, so anger, right? Nothing really ends well with anger at all. It almost never does, because people tend to channel it wrong. You know, they tend to use it in a way that's not productive, in a way that's not beneficial. They use it in a way that's harmful, in a way that's, it can be degrading, it could be harmful, it could be just plain dumb, you know, way too risky for it to even be an option to take, you know. But, again, as the verse covers, anger does not, you know, produce the righteousness God is wanting, what he's asking of us. You know, he wants us to be patient. He wants us to be calm. You know, he wants us to be cool. He wants us to be discerning, wise. He wants us to take a step back from situations. Like, if somebody makes you upset, and you can tell like the argument is pointless, or they're just getting on your nerves, or they won't stop talking about who did who with what and where and when. You know, if you notice your blood starting to boil, really, just take a step back mentally. Just be like, okay, hold up, let's pause, breathe, you know, find some time to just collect yourself, because the Bible, anger is not a sin. Anger is not a sin. Acting out of anger is the sin. The things you feel, the things you're tempted by, aren't sin. When you act out of that, that is when it is sin. That's when you are sinning. It's not sinful to be tempted. It's not sinful to be angry. It's not sinful to be sad. It's when you act out in those things. That's where it can produce sin. It can produce death. It can produce, you know, it doesn't produce the righteousness that God is asking of us, is wanting from us. So when you find yourself getting angry, just take a step back. You know, think of it as God testing your patience. When somebody is getting on your nerves, that's God testing your patience. I'm going to go back. I know I said it in the previous video. Just look. Dear brothers and sisters, dear brothers and sisters, when troubles of any kind come your way, consider an opportunity of great joy. For you know that when your faith is tested, your endurance has a chance to grow. So, when God is testing your patience, or your faith is being tested in this life, that's where you take a step back and you relax. Because if you act out of annoyance, if you act out of anger, if you act out of jealousy or envy, you know, and you haven't taken that moment to just relax and calm down and realize it's not important, then you are sinning. You are producing sin in your life. And sin is like a domino. It'll keep going. You know, if you've been living for God and then you go back to your old ways, 7 more demons come with it, bro. You, like, for real. Like, the sin always comes back worse than it was originally, okay? So you don't want to produce anything unrighteous. Out of anger, jealousy, freaking greed, envy, there's a whole list. You just have to take a step back, and you have to breathe, and you have to understand that this is all a test. You're here to learn about yourself, to learn about God, so you can go to heaven. Think of this place as a school. This whole life, this physical existence, we're here to learn. We're here to learn and accept Christ. And in doing so, when we die, we go to heaven. Woohoo! Just think of life as a school. Each test you get put in, someone's testing your patience, someone's, making you angry, someone, did you dirty, someone backstabbed you. Calm down. Calm down. The devil wants to destroy you. He wants to break you mentally. If he can break you mentally, he's won the battle. He's won the battle, Just, you have to stay sharp. You have to stay on point with God, Like, if you're constantly sinning all the time, let's say you're sinning out of anger. You're deceived. You're deceived. So if any other deception comes your way, you're not going to know because you're already deceived. But if you follow Christ in the truth, when deception comes your way, it can't get through. It can't get through. Because you're tied to the truth. You're tied to righteousness. You're tied to the holy places, bro. Your place is in heaven. Okay? That's just, bro, patience, y'all. Patience. You have to have patience in times of anger, in times of frustration. You have to calm down. Anytime you make an action out of anger, it's too hasty, it's too aggressive, and there's way more risk than reward. When you take a step back, and you analyze the situation, and you make the best move possible, even in a losing position, the best move possible, that'll get you out of this rut. That'll get you out of that mental state of being angry, of being so frustrated, because you took a step back, you analyzed it, and you made the best possible choice for the situation. That's the best way to handle those situations. Stay calm, make the best possible situation to diffuse things, to get things to die down. Just that. You have to, it's patience. Breathing is required when you are angry. When you're angry, your breathing is very shallow. It's very shallow when you're angry, when you're anxious, when you're frustrated, your breathing is very shallow. So you have to remember that and take in deep breaths. You have to calm yourself down. Ask God to equip you with the boots of peace. There's a whole armor, spiritual armor that you put on. It's all here in Ephesians. I'm gonna dive into that later. But look, when it comes to anger, this video is supposed to be about anger, and I kind of sidetracked a little bit. But when it comes to anger, it's okay to be angry. You should actually be angry about certain situations to fix it or to better yourself. You can put anger into development. You can put anger into success. Not bashing somebody, hurting somebody, putting somebody down, degrading somebody. No. You can put it towards something useful, towards something beneficial. You can actually channel it and produce things that are wonderful and great from that anger. You're not sinning from anger. You're not acting out in anger, trying to hurt somebody or trying to get back at somebody. But you're putting it, all that pent-up rage and energy, you're putting that into something that will later benefit you in life. That's anger. That's all I got for you guys right now. Yeah. But I'll make another video tomorrow, and that one might cover forgiveness, might cover patience as a whole. We'll see. We'll see what I go over next time. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Have a blessed day. Peace.